What's up, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode from the Lions Cove podcast. I'm your host, Marcelo. We are in a completely different setup, but this is like a second home to me back here at CrossFit Distinction in Beechwood. I have my man here, Kyle. Kyle, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, fellow.
I texted Kyle probably like a week ago saying, hey, do you want to hop on the pod? Kyle said yes, and we found a date, time, figured out everything, and I'm looking forward to it because I came here start of my 8th grade basketball season and then finished off all the way into my senior year. This place is truly special to me. I've created great memories, great friendships, and it truly made me into a beast. So I'm very thankful for that. And Kyle always spent hours with me here, even after like the workouts, just doing extra drills, helping me get better. And they've been great influences on me throughout my life, and I'm always thankful for that. But I'm very excited to have you on here, Kyle, and it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, what first sparked your interest in CrossFit, and how did you get started?
I mean, really, to begin with, like, I probably didn't really see myself being here, like, out of college. I really thought, like, I'd be in a sports performance setting, like, in a private sector or in, like, a high school. And, like, a friend, well, my brother's friend, he was, like, one of the ones that kind of, like, started this place. And they're like, yeah, just come on, drop in, see if you like it kind of thing. I was like, I don't know, CrossFit. Because I had such a bad, like, not like, you know, people thought like CrossFit was kind of silly in the beginning.
Yeah.
And did my first workout, and I was hooked. Because like it kind of felt like that little like competitive nature kind of thing. And it was just fun. It was hard. Definitely remember it being very hard and people older than me beating me. They still do sometimes, but you know.
Yeah.
But no, again, it's fun, and then like that competitive nature to want to be better, not just because you want to be better than the person next to you, but because you want to be better. And that's also like a reason why I still do it too. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that because when I first came to CrossFit, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, like CrossFit, you know, like it has like a bad like reputation with it. It's not like normal weightlifting, but you know, like when you come here, like it is like intense.
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays, like you see more people like joining CrossFit because of how intense it is, and like the workouts, and also like the group work and like all of that.
Yeah.
Wow. So can you walk us through your journey from being a strength coach at Nordonia High School to becoming a CrossFit coach?
So I was already kind of like volunteering a little bit here in the beginning when I started being a strength coach at Nordonia High School, just mainly on a football team. And, you know, I mean, that was a great time in my life for, I think, 2 years, almost 2.5 years, working with that age group of kids. And football is great. So I think football is like one of the best like sports you can play. Such a team sport, and it's kind of like how CrossFit's pretty awesome too. Like it's not a team thing, but it's like very community driven, very like together. But you know, different things like doing the strength program, laying out like the workouts for the team, helping them get stronger. You know, setting up the flow of the workouts monthly and throughout the season, and then in season or off season and in season.
Yeah.
You know, those things kind of helped out, like how I would program for CrossFit as well in a little bit, in a way. And then also like things I knew from CrossFit helped me program the strength programming for Nordonia. And yeah, I mean, different things like mobility and stuff was kind of like a little bit more introduced in the football setting that I took from CrossFit to there. But yeah, I mean, they're kind of similar in a way. It's still like intense.
Yeah.
But I mean, anything's intense if you want it to be.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that was definitely a fun time. It's definitely it was probably like a year out of college, and then that was like one of the first things I started doing.
Wow.
But yeah.
So then, how did you make your way to CrossFit? Just like from Nordonia?
Well, I mean, they're still like kind of like they still kind of like coexisted because I was like I said, I was volunteering
Right.
here at the same time too, and then uh, I was actually like, not that I didn't want to do that still. It's just I saw like more of an opportunity here, um, just to have more of a touch and outreach to other people instead of like that one setting of like high school age boys, um, and then there's just a larger population here to help.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean too, like, doing like those high school workouts, like those are almost like exactly the same to here because you do like you're stretching, then you go into like the weightlifting part.
Yeah.
You go back into stretching. You can also like do some cardio with it. So like a CrossFit workout is definitely kind of like those high school workouts.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I mean, fitness all like kind of um, like blends together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you take something from everything and kind of like make it your own in a way.
Right.
But that's definitely how like coaching like football kind of helped me be better at a CrossFit coach too as well. And I definitely enjoyed that time, and sometimes I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
But being able to be here and having like that impact on others is definitely something I really enjoy and still love doing.
Yeah, and also too, you played football.
Yeah.
Right.
High school, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely still like even with basketball, definitely still miss like a part of like the game every now and then for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. So how has CrossFit changed or shaped your life over the years?
A lot. I've been here since like the doors open basically. My health for sure. Just because like I was like working out and like I know how to work out and things like that, but like being in this environment to like want to do better keeps you out of that like rut of like just doing the same things all the time. And then also like I have lifelong friendships that like some people I call family basically. I've had a lot of people, like probably 30% of the people at my wedding were from here. So
Wow.
it's just cool like that impact of like what this place has had on my life. And then too like, and not even just like mine, but like being able to like help others is more of like why I see myself as a coach, and that's like why I do it versus like it's never a me thought process or like it's more of that servant mentality versus it's not me.
Wow.
So yeah.
But I mean, like, so you've seen so many people probably come through like in and out of this building.
Yeah.
And one thing that's so cool is that you've been able to like see others' progress,
Mm-hmm.
like going forward. Like for example, like you saw my progress from the 8th grade to senior year.
Yeah.
And there's people that have been here for a long time. You've seen their journey competing in like the CrossFit Games and all of that. So seeing that is definitely probably super cool to like look back on.
And not even like, I mean, you mentioned the CrossFit Games or like you, but like even like someone like older who like just started getting into fitness and like seeing their progress from like day one until like maybe a year later. It's just crazy. Like what, if they really want to like get better at their health and improve their health and get better at fitness, like what could be really possible. And like the small wins are like so cool because they add up to big victories. So
yeah, like the one person that always sticks out to me was Dave. Dave
DeWitt.
Yeah. He was awesome, like in great shape. Coming here, like all the time, and
coach.
Like it was just like so like cool to see. Like that's how I want to be like when I'm like older.
Yeah, I mean, like we just recently we've had a member here who has been battling diabetes and he was overweight and he's lost. I don't want to say like how long it's been, but I think it's been over like a 2-year span. Again, don't quote me on the time frame, but he's lost since he started his like fitness journey in health. he's lost over 140 pounds.
Wow.
So, and yeah, it's great because like we always celebrate like the strength and things like that, and we're like being faster or whatever, but like improving your overall health is really like what we're aiming towards.
Wow.
You know?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the most rewarding aspects of being a CrossFit coach?
A story like that, like I just mentioned, or just like seeing like those small wins, like someone who just figures out like a certain movement, getting their first pull up, because sometimes it can be like such an elusive thing. Like people think it's just so hard because it is a hard thing to do for the first time.
Yeah.
Just celebrating those things with members, athletes. And I say athletes because, like, yeah, we're all members here, but, like, doing, like, what we do in here, like, we're very athletic.
Very.
So, like,
very.
Not many people, like, want to do this because it's difficult. It's hard. And, like, that's what makes us better. But, yeah, I mean, coaching is just rewarding in general because, like, the relationships you build with people and being able to help them progress through movements or, like, setting a new personal record or just talking them through like about their day really and just helping them have this place as an outlet.
Yeah.
So
which is awesome because there are a lot of like stresses, whether that's school, like college, just life in general. So coming here kind of, getting a nice little workout in just takes away, that stress for at least like an hour. Get to come here, meet great people, and then also get a nice little workout in.
Yeah.
Probably become sore after, but
yeah. I mean, we have people here that stay for another hour. So, I mean, it's just a place to hang out and, like, be with your friends for a while.
Yeah. So obviously, I was here from the 8th grade to senior year of high school. So what do you remember most about coaching the group I was a part of?
It was a great group. I've actually been talking about it a lot because, like, our 6th grade has been kind of quiet lately. But that, like, time frame of, like, 2017?
Yeah.
16?
2017, so like...
Yeah, to like 19.
Yeah.
Basically, right? We had a great group. There's like probably 10 solid people every time or more. And everyone was really tight. And it was just fun because, like, everyone was kind of like in their mid to late 20s, and there's you.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone loved it because, like, like little brother kind of thing, and, like, and you embraced it, so that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it was always a fun time because, like, we got the work in, but we got to hang out and, it was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome, too, because I remember, like, my first time coming here doing, like, the training sessions with, like, you, Dan, Zach. Like, I think I was, like, the youngest person here aside from Daniel.
Yeah.
I think Daniel was 1 year
and then
ahead of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, that was just awesome because, I mean, going into, like, a, different, like, setting with a bunch of, like, older people, you're kind of, like...
it can be very intimidating.
Yeah, but I was very excited just, like, to be a part of it, and they kind of accepted me. I know, like, Megan, Erica, Alec, I mean, we were, like, a super tight group, and we were here, I mean, I think pretty much every class we were like, within, like, the same group.
Yeah.
So just, like, creating, like, that bond, and, even everyone just embraced, like, the dancing, the hype, the, all of the energy that I brought.
Hyped up.
Oh, yeah, it was something, it was truly, like, a special time, and something that, like I was always thankful for because, coming into a new place, you're not sure where you're going to fall, you're not sure how long you'll even be here, because the previous gym I was at, it was just very, just all to yourself, whereas here, it was all group, it was all team, it was all community, and I'll never forget because my uncle said, hey, you should join CrossFit, like, a lot of people have been doing it, it's kind of new, and I was like, all right, sure, why not? So, just even the relationships, like, my dad, like, my family, like had, like, with, like, the people here, like, it was awesome because, my parents would come pick me up and, we'd start, like, a conversation and just all of that. And that was truly all of your guys' doing. And without your help, definitely wouldn't have been as special for sure.
Yeah, man.
So, since I was the youngest athletes training at CrossFit Distinction during that time, how did coaching younger athletes like me influence or shape your approach to training? And did you change the way workouts were structured or communicated with like different age groups.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, definitely change that for you because that's like the nice part about like CrossFit is everything's like scalable to like the individual. So like it's not always a one size fits all kind of thing. Um, and like I don't know, it was fun having you because like when I first was doing internships in college, it was always like middle school to high school age like kids.
Yeah.
So that was always like more my speed in general. So when you came here, I was like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah.
Instead of like an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we would change up. It's always how you approach the workout. Change up that way. Maybe like obviously the weight of it, because like what was ever more comfortable to you, but still pushing you.
Right.
To keep going. Different movements, just like all of us. If we need to change the movement from like a pull up that has like kipping motion and it's just too fast, we can go strict pull up, which I'd rather you do back then too because it was like stronger for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you always killed the runs, so like running was better for you, but we always had to make sure that you were trying to do some more weights because we need to fill you back out.
Right.
And like the age you're at, like that's such a tough age because like learning body awareness and things like that. So like when we were learning like the Olympic lifts, that was tough.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you just have to be patient. So
right.
Just like anybody, but like in a way, some people think like just because of age, like it's different. But I don't know, it's just how you approach someone,
right,
and show you care.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the running parts were definitely my favorite because I always knew I was like, all right, like, I have easy.
Sometimes it came out too hot.
Sometimes it did come out too hot. Ended up losing, and then I got some crap from you guys.
Especially Alec.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or Evan.
Oh yeah, but I mean, even with like the weightlifting, when I first came here, I saw people just throwing just heavy weights over their head. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. But it's nice because CrossFit really makes you comfortable with whatever weight you're using, just how you said. But at the same time, you're still pushing us to like be better, and over time, the weights will improve, the strength will come. But I mean, it was definitely nice to have that like balance as well, because I know like with certain lifts, like whether that was in high school, it was always just set on using like a certain weight and just pushing you out to the max level, and then you were just burnt out for the whole day. Yeah. Whereas like this, I mean, there were times where I was on the floor dying. Like I'll never forget. There was a video in like 2018. It was after a workout. I was just on the floor dying, and you were just like sitting there just videotaping it. You were like, "Wow, Cello!" Like it was so funny. But like the one thing that stood out to me too was when the last person was working out, everyone would clap and kind of cheer for them. That was one of like my favorite things because it just built that just keep on going, just stay with it. Because a lot of people would just quit or give up, but it just shows how awesome this place is. So CrossFit Distinction has always had a tight knit community that feels more like a family. So how have you fostered that bond over the years, and what does being a part of this community mean to you personally?
Fostering it more of just like we used to do a lot more like events together. Just like I feel lately it's just been kind of more life. We've just been kind of like people are busy. Yeah. But it's been more like when we do events, like go out and hang out kind of thing. But also like when we're here, like making sure people are seen. Like people always laugh because I always say, yeah, and whoever, like, it's just fun. But it's a nice way to be like, I know you're here. I'm glad you're here. And like, I know I love that feeling too. Not even like, just because like I get to be like, so-and-so's here, I'm pumped. Like, I mean, I hope people know I like feel that way too, because like, it's just a fun time when people are here. And I appreciate each individual that is here. Even though we're all different. Yeah. It's just fun. And that's what brings it. Our differences make life fun too. And in this group. But like, like you're saying, fostering that, like I said, making people seen and like, having that like, feel at the end that we're all together. Yeah. Cause we are together. Like we're sweating through this. Like, it's tough, but it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know, we come together like during that part. Uh, and then you said like, what does this mean to me, kind of thing too, right?
Yeah.
Um, you know, this community means a lot to me. Yeah, I don't know, kind of like when I talked about earlier, like people like I consider more like just friends, but like some are family members almost in a way. Sometimes like, um, what 3 people were in my wedding.
Really?
Yeah, like Soup, Randy, and Aunt. But like, I don't know, like this place means a lot to me. I mean, I've done a lot for it, but everyone's done a lot for me as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's funny how like it's a job, but like this place is like I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of me.
Yeah.
So, and I really appreciate like being here. I've seen a lot of people over the years like come and go, and I still keep in contact with some people. You,
Yeah.
here and there. But even like I don't know, people from like straight from the beginning, like I still see here and there. Like social media is nice because you can see people that way. But yeah, I feel like there's more to that question that I could like answer. I don't know. I don't know. Like man, like even like having Miles here now, like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like it's a burden. Like people, he's like all over the place, but people like embrace him because he's all like they don't mind having him here. Like they still love him too. So
Yeah.
it's cool. But yeah, this community means a lot to me. I don't know, and making sure people know that this place is somewhere they could be means a lot too.
Yeah. And like
So,
kind of like going back on like what you said, obviously you had people like me here who were super high energy, and then you also had people that were very quiet to like themselves. I mean, I'm sure making those people like feel like seen, even though they are quiet, that they're doing their own thing, that it truly like made us all closer, and eventually those people felt more comfortable to have a conversation with you, or kind of like go out of their way, ask how like you're doing, because at times the high energy people are always with the high energy people, but
it's a lot for the lower energy people.
right, and then at times they're like, come on, like turn down the music, I'll do this, but no, I mean that's like it's crazy, because even when Meg brought Axel here too, people like I'm sure are afraid of dogs, but
Yeah.
I mean we all like wanted him here,
Yeah.
and wanted to be a part of that, and I'm sure it's cool for you like seeing Miles here,
Yeah.
especially since you've been here for so long, and
Yeah.
now you're able to bring like your kid here, see him, have bonds with
Yeah.
friends like
Mhm.
like Randy, Sue, and all of that. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, and saying like quiet people and like high energy people, like the quiet people too, like like some people like keep to themselves, but like just the little things like um be like, how was your weekend, or how was, or whatever, or just silly things like, what'd you have for lunch today?
Yeah,
It's just funny to like keep people talking, because like even like the how was your weekend thing, like just shows people like that you care, like
Yeah.
and like yeah, I don't know, gets people to talk a little bit more, and it's a social kind of place, so it's just fun.
yeah, and there's a lot of caring people here.
Yeah. hmm A great network. Like if you need something, like you definitely don't be afraid to ask someone. Like they'll help.
Yeah, I mean,
So.
even with like jobs, like I remember, there was one guy, I think my senior year, who was like, "Hey, like if you need a job coming out of college, just like reach out to me."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, I haven't even thought about what major I was gonna be at." But
what am I gonna do?
yeah, and even with like the social media, like people are having kids that like were not even married, like when I was here. So like it's crazy, like seeing all of that and seeing like the network, and even with like the Christmas parties.
Yeah.
And you guys also did like the trivia nights. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I was old enough to go to the trivia nights, but I mean,
Did we do one of those? Maybe.
I don't know about here. I think it was at like a bar or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, like like those nights out are fun. But yeah, like we went to the Indians game, Guardians game. this past summer.
Wow.
Holiday party this year was at the beach truck park, just kind of hang out kind of thing. And then we're planning one for the summer because the holidays are always kind of tough to get everyone together, especially around that Christmas time. So we're going to do like a summer thing, which would be more fun, bigger bash that way.
Yeah.
And I always think that's cool too because like it shows like how much we appreciate our members too because like giving back that way.
Right.
So
what has been your favorite CrossFit event or competition to take part in, and why?
To take part in?
Yeah.
Whew. It's tough. I did one with Brittany when we were first like dating. She was like getting into CrossFit.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun to do that with her. And we've done 2 together, I think. But man, I don't know. My most favorite. We did one. Oh, maybe one like 2017. It's called The Grind. It's a Crooked River CrossFit.
Okay.
It's fun because it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like 10 events, but they're all really fast. They're like 5 minutes a piece, maybe, or a little bit more. But they're tough because like you're just going the whole time, and yeah, I don't know, man. Like that one's just fun because it's fast, and all these events like kind of blend together because they're all really fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think what makes them the most fun is like doing them with people you enjoy being around who are your friends, and like pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Like I remember a couple years ago, like I hit a double snatch PR.
Okay.
And that was cool.
Yeah.
Like it's not a lot for most people, but for me that was really cool. Because like competition, like anything else, like kind of puts you out of you don't really think that much. You just kind of go. So that was fun. But I don't know. They're all fun. My very first one was an individual event. That was cool because I feel like not many people do individual events anymore.
Yeah.
So it's cool to like do that on my own. And thinking, it's kind of tough because I think I did RX back then.
Wow.
Shouldn't have been there.
Crazy.
But it was fun. Just cool to do.
Yeah.
And again, events are just fun because or competitions are fun to see like what you got and test it out, test your fitness.
Yeah. So what's cool is when I was doing my research, I found like all like your stats on like CrossFit or like CrossFit Games, and it said your affiliate rank. I'm not sure what it was for.
Very low.
But you were ranked 11th and 3rd here at CrossFit Distinction in 2024.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably pretty low, guys. You don't want to. Sorry.
And then also too, it showed like your like stats. I'm not sure how like recent it is, but a 410-pound deadlift.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think you posted that on like Instagram, right?
Yeah, it's a little while ago. Yeah.
Wow, crazy. But I remember.
I'm old now, Solo.
You're not old. But coming here, I think it was like the Doomsday event here, or like something like that. I remember there was like caution tape like everywhere.
Yeah, we hosted that.
Yeah, and then like you had like the like groups and stuff. Like just seeing that, it was super like intense.
Yeah,
but it was awesome because I think you got to pick your teams, right? Of who you
it was teams of 4, 2 guys, 2 girls. Soup and Luch hosted that one. They did great. It was a really cool event 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that was like crazy just coming in here because usually like it's all like we're all spread out. Here it was like you're 4 people, one like section, and everyone's just grinding the music. So
yeah.
It's sweet. You have everyone cheering and clapping. It felt like almost like a game.
Oh yeah,
like just like a game environment. You had fans watching. Like
Scott was on the microphone, hyping people up.
Oh
he's
yeah,
good at it. Loses his voice pretty quick, but he's good at it.
Right.
No, he's great.
And also too, the one thing. Before coming here, I went to Crooked River to do like a few like workouts, but they didn't want me because I was too young. So shout out to CrossFit Distinction for that, accepted me as a middle schooler in the 8th grade. So that was awesome. But
your dad signed off on it. It was okay.
Yeah. So what are your current goals as the coach for CrossFit Distinction?
Just keep making this place the best that it can be. Like, I mean, that's just always my goal. Like, sometimes, like, in every class I teach should always be, like, a really good class. I know there's sometimes it's probably not a great class, but, like, look back on and be like, what could I have done better? Like, could I have like talked to someone a little bit more? Um, um, in that sense, like that's kind of like what I want to do because this place should be the best around. Like,
Yeah.
every CrossFit should be great, but I think we should be the best around. And I know not everyone's going to think that way because like I feel like every cross is different and everyone is different. So like you find like your spot.
Yeah.
Some people outgrow those spots and that's fine too. But I don't think I have yet, which is good.
Yeah.
But and I hope I don't. But I mean, I love coaching. I love being able to have like that effect on people, and I hope I am able to always have that effect on people and help them through like their journey. But otherwise, like in like a different aspect, like personally, like I'm a level 2 trainer right now.
Okay.
So level 3 is next, and it's just like a test. So
let's go.
I'm gonna plan on doing that one soon.
Let's go,
show
Kyle.
his progress. Show his keep going further.
Right.
But just keep up on stuff and make sure I'm doing the best I can be doing for everybody else. But yeah.
Yeah, and also too, I'm sure too there are a lot of like newer coaches coming here.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure like over the years there's kind of like 3 or 4 when I first started, and there's been some people that have left, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Over the years, like there's just like members, and there's been coaches that come and go, and they either get like jobs that take them away from being here enough, or they move, things like that. But yeah, we have a few newer coaches now, so it's just kind of fun to like help where I can.
Yeah.
Not trying to be like, this is what you need to do, or like there's sometimes where I might be like, well, you might want to do this instead, or like approach it differently, or just coaching's, I don't know, coaching all the like experiences like that you've had, and taking it and like maybe this works, maybe this doesn't, and helping with like different cues for people.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, like it's just fun to have like different new coaches here and there, to help them out, especially to like think back like where I came from, and help them get to be better coaches too. Because like, I don't know. I know the people who helped me out in the beginning; they were great. So, want to be like that impact on new people.
Right. Which I mean, you definitely have been for sure. So, what's the most challenging aspect of running classes and keeping members engaged?
No, I mean that's probably the most challenging aspect sometimes because like you get an hour, and depending on like what the workout is, it could be a tight hour or it could be a loose hour. So meaning like the workout could be quick, and you have all this time left over. But like so that means we should be teaching a lot more, because coaching is teaching a lot. So it just depends, like keeping people engaged and just making people know, kind of going back to like saying, or going back to like how I said, making sure people know that they're seen, so like they feel like there's a reason to be here, and helping people like scale the workout and understand like what's going on to best hit the intensity level that's lose my words. Hit the right like intensity that's intended for the workout.
Right.
Because every workout has like a certain intention for it, intense stimulus. But yeah, I mean it's just coaching should be fun and wrangling everybody together. Like I always like write like a class plan out, so like my timings set up, and I don't always keep it tight, but like I try to keep it within those frames. That way too, like I'll write out little notes for myself on like what things I want to touch on or different cues I might talk about for the movements. But yeah, keeping people engaged, good music, keeping things fun. Otherwise, if it's not fun, there's no point.
Right.
Because always you should always like think about, remind people like you get to do this. You don't have to do this. Like if you had to, like you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You get to. So
like, what's like your go-to song to keep people hyped up?
I don't know.
It's got to be pour some sugar on me. It's got to be DMX.
Sometimes till I collapse to start the workout, or
Yep.
a 300 violin orchestra.
Yep.
It gets people hyped.
Oh,
know?
yeah.
But I don't know. Throw it up, Lil Jon. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, more old school.
Yeah, those are like the classic Kyle, bangers.
Yeah.
So, how do you balance your personal fitness goals with your role as a coach?
I mean, I follow the program. We have it through our gym, through Mayhem Programming. So it's kind of nice. I used to program myself and Luch would program together, and I would always test the workouts beforehand, and then that way I could still get my workouts in. But now us relying on like an outside source, it's kind of cool because now I'm able to work out with classes instead of having to do it on my own.
Yeah.
So that's been nice because like having that push in a class setting and being with everyone else again is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, balance my fitness goals in coaching. Sometimes it's tough because like my only hour usually is 5:30 a.m. class, and like everybody else now, I don't always want to wake up at that time.
Right.
Sometimes I'm here closing until almost 8. Get home, shower, eat, go to sleep, repeat.
Yeah.
But, it's great. I'm not, sometimes like people are like, oh, but like, I don't know. Shouldn't be that way.
Right.
So I'm lucky not to have to feel that way.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, then you got to balance out with like, we always think about just fitness in here, but like the bottom of the pyramid should always be nutrition to focus on your health. So it's got to think about what you're fueling yourself with,
Yeah.
So that's obviously very helpful. Yeah, it's really mindful of like what been eating lately.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've tried to, I mean, it's hard as a college kid to, eat well, but I would say this year I've been trying to eat more fruit every day.
Yeah.
Salads. So I've definitely improved for sure.
Protein.
Oh yeah, tons of protein.
There you go.
But so this is the quote of the episode segment. So I didn't send this to you.
Oh boy.
Because at first I was sending it to people, and then I was like, all right, you know what? Let's just save this one for last. So for those that don't know what it is, the quote of the episode is I'll say a quote from a famous athlete, coach, or anything that I find online. So just talk about what this quote means to you, and then after, tell the audience a quote that you live by every single day. No worries, though. This is a pretty easy quote. So it's from unknown source. So the pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. So what does that mean to you?
It means the work you're putting in today, like it helps you progress. Like like it's worth it. Just like when you're training in here, like and that's what you're doing. You're training. You're not working out because there's a goal. I always learned a long time ago: training equals goals, working out equals wandering. Yeah, I mean, doing what you're doing today has your progress for later because it's always a constant like progress. You should always be little steps to get to your main goal, kind of thing. Like there's no shortcut.
Yeah.
You take a shortcut, you get cut short. Like, yeah, put the work in.
Awesome. So what quote do you live by every single day?
I don't know. One that sticks with me from like years ago at my first or second internship in Florida. We were with like college athletes and a couple like NFL vets, and one guy was like, he's like, man, I'm just too blessed to be stressed. And I was like, I mean, yeah. I mean, we all are. Yeah. When you think about it, we all are really. Like, we're all really lucky. You're alive. Like, you should be helping everyone every day. Like, I don't know, certain mentality. It's not a quote, but like, yeah. That's another thing too. Like, I'm lucky to be married to Brittany. Like, she's a nurse, and like, I feel like that's what The two of us are very like servant mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, too blessed to be stressed. Like, sometimes people like get all negative and stuff, but like, why? Like, you got a lot of stuff to be thankful for. Sure, like a lot of things like going on sometimes feel really tough, but I don't know, keep working.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's true. Just keep pushing. Everything will get better for sure.
yeah,
I mean, even like just being thankful for like the stuff that you have, like the clothes you have, like the food, like even like the basic things that you don't think about. Like, a lot of people don't have that. So too blessed to be stressed. Yeah. What was that? Oh,
the timer.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, before I end this episode, I just want to give a quick shout out to Kyle. Kyle, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast today. But the one thing, I don't know if I've ever like thanked you for this though, but during my junior year and senior year of high school, definitely some hard times with some coaches. Kind of ruined my love for the game of basketball. I know Kyle and Dan and Luch, Kelly, a lot of people came to my games, and Soup. That was awesome just to have them there. Even I'll never forget too. Senior year, I had my coach just benched me for probably 4 games because me and him got in a fight in practice, but which was his fault because I was playing the right defense and he blamed it on me. But Kyle and all of them came to my game. Unfortunately, I think I played probably like 5 minutes, but just looking back on all of that, I'm so blessed for everything that they've done for me. This place is truly amazing. Everyone here is like family to me, and I'm so blessed. Even becoming a senior, about to graduate college, they're still very much a part of my life. They see all my stuff on it, like Instagram, the stuff that I'm doing, even with this podcast. So I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful. And even when I was at a low point in my life, these guys were always there for me. And obviously there was a lot of high hopes of playing in college, but looking back on it, I'm very blessed because I'm able to do things like this and spend time and make memories with people that have been a part of my life for years. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm very thankful for you, Kyle and Alec, and all the coaches that stayed after to put in the hard the hard hours. Even though it was like 9 p.m. at night, we were still here doing drills, and I'm very blessed and very thankful for that, and wouldn't have changed anything about it. So CrossFit holds a special place in my heart forever. So thank you again, and that'll do it for this episode. Be sure to share with family, friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.